this time, we'd like to turn over to acknowledge our sponsors, including our big class sponsor tonight for this incredible class, Kubota.
Toronto and Angelstone tournaments is the stage for the third leg of Major League show jumping this season. We had a fantastic team competition last night with Team Helios taking an outstanding third win of the season. Their nearest rival Spy Coast Spies, however, had a very uncharacteristic performance, finishing in 8th place last night. Tonight sees the pinnacle of the competition for the individual competitors, the 5-star Grand Prix. We've got an amazing lineup of horses and riders for you here tonight, including the likes of Margie Goldstein-Engel, Kent Farrington, and the winner of the previous leg's Grand Prix, Callie Schott. Of course, that was her first ever 5-star Grand Prix win. With established names as well as young talents coming forward here at Angelstone Tournaments, this is a competition you won't want to miss. Watch it all live tonight on MLSJ TV.
The beauty, power, and elegance of warm blood horses is no accident. A history of carefully crafted breeding practices that walk the delicate line of art and science has created a horse that is as strong as it is graceful, so that it may successfully compete at the most elite level in equine sports. Breeders can access an American stallion station that provides both fresh chilled and frozen semen options with full transparency on semen quality. Set on 800 acres of Lexington, Kentucky bluegrass, Spy Coast Farm is revolutionizing the breeding practices of warm blood horses. World-renowned stallions with proven bloodlines that have successfully competed at the top level of international Grand Prix sport are collected by a resident veterinarian and processed promptly for shipment to a domestic breeder for a timely insemination of their ovulating mare. The experts at Spy Coast Farm are determined to improve your U.S. breeding options by taking the guesswork out of semen quality.
Life, like work, is always in progress. You'll never really run out of things to do. It means you'll always have something new to learn. You might even discover something better. Sure, it can be hard, but you gotta be tough, like your Kubota. Because as long as you power through, you'll keep on moving forward. Kubota, for Earth, for life.
So how does it all work? The key elements of show jumping is it's all about the fours. 4 faults for a fence down often puts you out of the equation. A stop on course, a refusal, also means 4 faults on the scorecard. The key to a successful run in a big class is going cleanly around the track. That's jumping all the fences inside the time allows. They also have to move up a pace as well to make sure they don't pick up time faults on the way. It's not easy, it's tough, but that's what it's all about. And if you get the big jumping right, well, you're in to the jump off. The jump off, the decider, over a shortened course, so less fences in this round, and the winner is the one that's fastest over the track and leaves them all up to claim the top prize.
Well, good evening everybody, and welcome to another fantastic evening of 5-star show jumping action at Angelstone Tournaments here just outside Toronto. We had an absolutely exceptional evening last night with the team competition. Now we bring you the Kubota $214,000 FEI Major League Show Jumping 5-star Grand Prix. I'm alongside Deb Placey. Deb's alongside me here, and we're really looking forward to taking you through this competition. We've got a whole host of 5-star riders to come, and it's a really exceptional lineup, but it's been a great week of sport already.
Absolutely. It's 5-star week here at Angelstone Tournament, and you can see that they've dimmed the lights a bit, but you couldn't see a blade of grass on that bank. It is full of spectators. There are families out tonight. There are show jumping fans all over these grounds. The risers across the way are filled, the VIP tent is filled, and we're in for another exciting night of 5-star competition here at Angelstone. It's
quite a party type atmosphere here, and it really was last night as well. We had a fantastic kind of halftime show last night as well. All of the crowd getting involved in that, and they'll certainly be getting behind these riders. We've got some Canadian competitors to come who I'm sure the crowds will be cheering on, but a real international lineup of fantastic top horse talent and top rider talents to come. Here we go then. Here is the start list. Quick look at that for you. We kick things off with Grant Seeger, who brings Frida forward here. It's been a fantastic ride for him so far this week. Going down that list, you see our first Canadian competitor in the second spot, Hyde Moffat. Erin Ballard, also for Canada, comes third with Narcotique VH Dingenstoff. We then have competitors like Kristen van der Veen, who's been jumping fantastically this week as well with one of her extremely talented rides. And Nick Della Gioia rounds out the first 5 with Confagos, that relatively new ride, but one that again has been going better and better for him, one that he's also jumped at Traverse City as well. But it's quite the international field and quite the list of top horsepower and top rider talent as well.
Erin Ballard is one rider I just saw when she finished the course walk. I asked her what she thought, and she just said it's big. So it's every bit of the meter 55 that you would expect. And just looking out over the field, over the ring, it's bright, it's colorful. There's some interesting jumps, combinations, so a very difficult test for the riders. And as we've seen all week long, if you've been with us, the time allowed has been very tight. So our wonderful course designers have been quite stingy with the time, so we'll see if time comes into play.
Yeah, absolutely. That time allowed tonight is going to be 80 seconds, but it's almost quite a complicated course, really, that we'll take you through that in detail in just a moment. But we've got, as you say, a triple combination, a double combination, but some quite interesting lines. You know, the line from 2 to 3, they've almost got to pick their way through the middle of the arena to get to fence 3. It's really quite full of fences in here, and we've got some really interesting decorations. We've got, of course, you know, we've got the Kubota upright with the water tray underneath. That always is eye-catching for the horses under the lights. The Angelstone Oxer as well is quite eye-catching, but we've got some beautifully designed jumps in here. Major League Show Jumping wall as well, pretty eye-catching, and then those beautiful green and gold and black fencing as well. Really, really eye-catching, and certainly ones that could catch some of the horses out under the lights.
Just to give you a lowdown on some of the other top riders that we expect to see here tonight. It's really been a superstar field all week long. Mark Blumen will be on Maryland. He was part of the winning team last night as we had team competition here for Major League Show Jumping. Natalie Dean has 3 FEI horses here, and she has really had a terrific week. She also has a couple of others that she's ridden in some of the other classes, some horses she's bringing along. She has 7 stalls here at Angelstone. Nikki Galligan will be back in on Java's Miss Jordan. Juan Ortiz has his #1 horse, Kinky Boy, here tonight. Margie Engel will bring in the horse she calls the Gentle Giant Dekiss after she won a big class, the prior class to this one today.
Yeah, that was an amazing performance. Margie had the only clear in the first round of that competition. That was with Jack of Hearts. And actually that was this horse's first 5-star win, somebody was telling me. So a great performance from that slightly less experienced horse. Now she picks Decas for this top competition, the 5-star Grand Prix. Going down the list though, we've got other riders who perhaps are less experienced at the 5-star level. Mark Kinsella qualifies here. Tally de Jong is a rider we're really excited to see as well. Super young talent with Heavenly Star. Amy Miller and Sean Jobin round out the first 15 for Canada, and again I'm sure we'll see plenty of the spectators getting behind them.
Amy Miller is another rider that I had a chance to chat with, and she is bringing the horse that won the welcome class, the first class of the week here on Wednesday. Cristiano also was a top 10 finisher in the Thursday night Cabana Coast class. She finished 9th. She was the second fastest 4-faulter in that class. She was saying he had a nice rest when she went to the World Championships, so he has had a busy week, but he's in top form and ready to go tonight.
That's the important thing as well with these top riders, to be able to manage their horses' schedules, make sure that they pick the right horses for the right competitions, give them enough time off and bring them to a big competition like this fresh and raring to go, and that's certainly what Amy's done with Cristiano.
Another rider I'm really looking forward to seeing, Sydney Schulman Desiderio, a rider that I've seen since she was on ponies. She was part of the winning team last night, started things off first in the ring, was blazing fast on Classic Penny, a horse she's had since the beginning of Wellington, but this is her #1 horse tonight, Villamora, and she said her job is to just keep that mare settled, and Villamora does the rest, so I'm looking forward to seeing her too.
Yeah, such a talented pairing, and Villamora, as you say, has been so consistent for her so far as well. Susan Horn as well comes forward for Canada. Great rider to be in this 5-star Grand Prix. Nicolette Hurt's been jumping extremely well too. But we'll take you now to the national anthem of Canada before this competition starts.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Et ta valeur de voix trempée protégera nos foyers et nos doigts. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Vivian Williams. It is showtime here at Angelstone under the lights.
Well, here we go then. First rider into the ring out of these 25 starters coming forward in this 5-star Kubota Grand Prix. The first of those will be Grant Seeger, riding for the USA. He rides Frida in this competition, one of the 2 excellent horses he's had here this week. He's been jumping extremely well, and Frida is his top ride. He's been jumping this horse consistently up to 3-star level. Now steps up to the 5-star level. It's a ride he's only had for international shows this year so far, but he's had 6 top 10 finishes with it already.
You see Grant checking out those medieval doors. That's a combination at 6. And the water tray is at 7, so we'll look for that. There's also a different jump I don't think we've seen this week. There's a wall. The jump 5 has the blocks at the top. and that would be the fault is if one of those blocks come down. So this is our first look at the course, and we'll check it out along with you all.
Yeah, so it's quite a complicated course actually. This is a really interesting line. They have to sort of pick their way through the middle of the arena to swing left-handed back up to fence 3, which is this very eye-catching multicolored upright. It's a left-handed turn then to 4 up at the top of the ring, the BFL Oxa. Continuing on the right-handed line then to the wall at 5 that Deb was just talking about then. And then we take a related distance down to the Major League Show Jumping Oxa at 6. Left-handed then through the middle of the arena again to the Kubota upright with the water tray with the Liverpool there at fence 7. Left-handed swing again, then through the middle of the arena to 8A and B. That's the double we were just talking about with the doors either side. It's right-handed then around the top of the arena as we're looking at it to this eye-catching Oxa with the gold and black wings, and then through the middle of the arena on a curving line to 10ABC. Not causing any problems for Grant so far. Now another left-handed turn to the Angelstone Oxa at 11, fence 12, the PFAF plank there, and then we have the Oxa at fence 13 to finish. This is looking like an excellent start to the class.
And a clean start to the class, just under the time allowed of 80, 79.29. Wow, what a way to start this $214,000 class right away with the clear round.
Amazing. And you know, we were actually saying in the previous competition that sometimes some of the first riders, because they haven't seen horses and riders jump yet, you know, sometimes we think it's a benefit to them, but often the first riders do jump very well. They just do their own thing, and that's certainly what Grant's done there. Great clear round to kick things off and under the time allowed, which is 80 seconds.
So big smiles for him as he leaves the ring, and Hyde Moffitt, the first Canadian competitor of the night, makes his way in.
Yeah, Hyde Moffitt, again, is another rider who's had a very good week here already. Big crowd favourite, and he rides Gisborne VDL. This is an 11-year-old Dutch-bred mare by VDL Zirocco Blue. As I say, is a real crowd favourite.
Hyde is from originally from Cheltenham, Ontario, which is just about 20 kilometres from here.
He was 9th in the 5-star Grand Prix at Vancouver. That was the week after the Major League Show Jumping Show, that FEI Nations Cup competition. Just picked up 2 time penalties, so has the potential to jump clear. Just got to be a little bit careful on the clock. This pair also jumped double clear in the World Cup competition at Akala in March of this year, but he's had podium finishes in 3-star Grand Prix in the past as well. Now this 5-star, back up to the 5-star level again. The wall's jumping well so far.
As we watch the first couple of riders go, it's a bit of an S curve, back and forth and up and down, a bit like if you ever did the equitation or watched equitation, the Maclay was always in an S. A lot of 100 courses are built like that. Using every inch of this ring.
Absolutely. They're really packing it in here. There's a lot to look at and a lot of questions being asked of the riders and horses. I saw plenty of people walking the course several times as, you know, as they often do.
Oh. The standard there falling as well. It looked like it hurt, but they soldier on.
Yeah, quite a heavy fault there. They just didn't quite get the correct stride and came down on the back part of the B element, and then that really unsettled them for the C. Once you get into a triple combination like that, it's very difficult to then bring things back around for that final element. It's a total of 18 because that was a little bit costly on the clock as well. His time was 85.28, so 18 is the total for Hyde Moffitt. Quite a different story for our first 2 riders.
So Erin Ballard is next in the ring, and she'll get a chance to cruise around a little bit while this jump crew, who has worked so hard all week, will put the butterflies here back together.
Yeah, amazing team here at Angelstone Tournaments. They've been keeping the footing absolutely perfect in this arena, and they're just beautifully designed jumps, actually. A lot of people have been commenting this evening on the fact that, you know, as well as the jumps like the Kubota and the Angelstone Tournaments fences, we've actually just got some really beautifully designed fences, some very eye-catching things, and that really look special under the lights.
I mean, the triple combination here is a cacophony of colors. Beautiful butterflies and horses, the bright greens and blues. Kubota is the sponsor of tonight's show jumping class, Kubota Canada. They have 2 jumps, including one along the VIP. stands, and it looks like they've pretty much gotten everything back together. They're going to grab a flag from the jump that's set, I think, just for the jump off, so it's not being used in this round.
Yeah, there's a couple of new fences that we'll see in the jump off, a couple of changes for that course, which we'll take you through when we get there. Erin Ballard just having a little chat with the arena team, just making sure that everything is as it should be. I think she's perhaps just asking them to have a little look at the wall, just checking that, because of course sometimes horses can just very slightly touch one of the blocks out of the wall without it coming down, so Erin just making sure everything's in line there. She's got an excellent view from on board her horse, who is Narcotique VH Dingensoff. This is one owned by Ilan Ferder, just a 9-year-old mare by Harley VDL, and it's a horse who's had a couple of different riders very recently.
So Erin rode this horse at a 3-star in Tryon, and then Sydney Schulman had the ride for a couple of 5-stars in Traverse City, did great on the horse, and now Erin is back on Narcotique tonight.
Also formerly ridden by Georgia Tame of Great Britain, and Georgia had a couple of wins with this horse, a 3-star speed class, so that gives you an indication that this horse could be certainly very quick against the clock as well. Comes down on the 6 strides from the wall to the Major League Oxer. She's taking some quite tight lines here. She's conscious of the time, but you know, in a 5-star Grand Prix, we've got to look at the technicality, but also they've got to keep the pace up. All sorts of questions being asked, all sorts of things that they need to be considering around this course.
A light rub at the first element and a hard rub at the second element, and she gets through to triple clean.
This horse really pings off the ground on some of these fences. Super impressive round. What a fantastic round, and it's a fast time as well, 77.12. We were saying the horse is good in a speed class, certainly good on the clock in this Grand Prix first round as well. So it's another clear, 2 clears and 2 through to the jump off.
So really impressive, because it is a quite difficult course, and 2 of our first 3 riders have been clear. Big smile and a wave to the tent as she goes by. Excellent job by Erin Ballard, and we will see her again in the jump off. Big pats for Narcotique.
Fantastic round, and as we were saying earlier as well, you know, not the oldest of horses as well, so super talent for this competition, but also super talent for the future for Erin. We move on though to another rider who's been on Major League show jumping teams last night. This is Kristen van der Veen. Tonight she rides Bull Run's Prince of Peace, arguably one of her top rides at the moment. Kristen within the top 100 in the world rankings. She's 78th on that Longines list. This is the horse that she rode to the World Cup finals this year in Leipzig for 27th place finish.
And she was on the podium Thursday night in the big Grand Prix. She was on Bull Run's Risen on Thursday night. So this is another Bull Run's entry.
She's been so successful with these Bull Run's horses. Often quite big striding horses that she chooses. She had this in a 3-star jump-off class in June for a good win as well. The team that she rode on last year was the Diamond Devils 3 times with this horse. And all of those contributing to a podium finish for the team. Got a clear round rate of just over a third, this pair, and certainly jumping well so far.
And she really turned on the gas there around the turn to get to that oxer.
Yeah, plenty of these fences are absolutely up to height. You know, she did exactly the right thing there, getting the power off the turn.
No trouble with the plank. And she guns it to the last.
Fantastic down that final line as well. She was taking out a good few strides, and so it's another very fast time. The fastest we've had yet, in fact, 76.94. Sends Kristen van der Veen into the jump off as well. We've got 3 into the jump off already. It is a very different story to the 5-star Grand Prix at Traverse City, where we only had 4 riders in total going through. Now we've actually got 3 out of the first 4 going through into the jump-off, which I think is pretty incredible and just testament to how well these riders have been jumping all week.
Well, so many of them enjoy the team competition and had a blast last night, but you know this individual competition tonight and all the money at stake and the 5-star Grand Prix and the world class competition means so much to them as well. A lot of them really gearing up for this one tonight.
It really is one of the pinnacles, the highlights of the weekend. Certainly for the individual competitors, this is the big one.
He was awesome last night, Nick Delajoyo, on this horse.
Yeah, fantastic. Nick Delajoyo with this horse, he had a clear in the first round and the second round last night for Team Crusaders. And this is Conthargos. This is the 11-year-old stallion that he's riding now for the Berry Group LLC. It's a relatively new ride. He had this at Traverse City, but they are certainly an exciting partnership. It's not the easiest of rides, and this is the one that came from Przemysław Koniopatski as well. They've, I believe, never dropped more than 1 pole in international competition together.
So far the rider's not having any problem with that wall.
No, it's quite eye-catching, but it's quite solid actually as well. So in some ways it's quite a little bit easier for the horses to gauge the height of, because they can really sort of get the measure of the size of the fence there. He's been keeping this horse quite collected for a lot of this course. Just lets the horse out a little bit for the double, and unfortunately the pole comes down. Well, I think Nick Delajoyo just opts to retire there. Conthargos has done enough. He knows with a total of 16 penalties, it's not going to be his day, and therefore he retires.
So the course showing a little bit of teeth for the horse-rider combination of Nick Delajoyo and Conthargos. After 3 riders made it look easy.
Yeah, I think those first 3 that went clear were really exceptional actually, and you know, it just goes to show that a rider as talented and experienced as Nick Delajoyo, having the fences down there, it's certainly not one to be underestimated. But we turn now back to America. Our next American rider is Alec Lawler. He rides 4 Gold. This is an 11-year-old gelding by 4 Fashion. This pair are the ones with an extremely impressive clear round rate. They've got a 75% clear round rate at 1.55 m height, 44% at 150, but 155 is the key here because that is the height of these fences. The average number of faults they have over fences of 155 is 1.25, which is really pretty exceptional. They won a 3-star Grand Prix at Traverse City in June, and they've been in the top 10 3 times out of 5 Grand Prix jumped this year.
So he really measured that. All the horses have pretty much taken the same track. It's pretty straightforward in between the 2 stride of the triple combination to get to the psychedelic horse jump. I love those poles.
Yeah, they look great, don't they? They're so eye-catching. It really makes it so special having designs like that in this arena. But yeah, when you walk the course, it's quite an interesting line, but it's not one that's causing the horses any problems. You might have expected them to lock on to another fence on that journey to fence 3 a little bit more, but it doesn't seem to be causing any problems so far.
Oh, he didn't like those medieval doors. I didn't like them either when I walked by, but sort of a look of exasperation on Alec's face.
Yeah, what a shame, because this was going really nicely, but interestingly, I think that's the second time we've seen issues at the double combination. By the time we get to fence 8, we've been a little way around the course. It's a fairly long way around, but Alec Lawler just opting to jump an extra fence on the way out there, just to give the horse a good experience, but then retiring.
Yeah, so back-to-back American riders have retired a bit early in this 5-star class. A lot of money at stake, and we've seen 3 spectacular clears, all under the time allowed of 80. And it's really been hit or miss. It seems Hyde Moffitt had a tough go, a couple early exits, and then 3 clears. So it's been hit or miss so far.
Yeah, kind of one extreme to the other.
Right.
We don't even have a 4 faulting round yet. Next up, though, this time for Columbia, is Mark Blumen. He rides Marilyn. Relatively young horse as well, this, a 9-year-old.
On the mare tonight, he was also part of the winning team, Team Helios, last night. That's my first time seeing the Major League Show Jumping team competition live. It was awesome. It's such a cool format. The crowd loves it. It went so quickly. The riders knew exactly what they had to do to move on, to match a time. It's really neat.
So exciting to be able to see the scores for the teams all in one go as well. As you say, they instantly know what they have to do.
And the strategy involved and how they choose the riders, nominate the riders for the jump-offs, and it was great. And they had no problem with that combination, which is good to see.
A horse that Mark's taken over the reins from Daniel Blumen on. Set up very well by Daniel. And Mark now tackling these top-level competitions with the horse, but very well set up and developed earlier on by Daniel Blumen.
So that's a shame he's working on the 4 faults.
Big gallop to the last, sees a very long one there. He's within the time allowed in its 77.21, but there is our first full faulting round, so Mark Blumen will be kept out of the jump off by that 1 pole.
You saw him look over his shoulder. I don't think he knew he had it. It was a bit late. It was such a light rub. I think he's still a little surprised. So no jump off for Mark Blumen tonight, but a win last night will be good, somewhat ending to the week.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just about the individual competition here, it's very much about the teams as well. Another rider who has been on that team competition before, as you can see from your little icon, is on the Trailblazers team, is Mickey Galligan. Rides here now for Ireland, and the horse he rides is Jarvis Miss Jordan. This has been an extremely impressive ride for him in the past. As I say, not on the teams last night, but he's competed this horse on the team previously already this year in Vancouver. He was 10th in the 5-star Major League Show Jumping Grand Prix at Traverse City with this horse. And he's got a 62% clear round rate over fences of this height.
Really turned on the gas to get the distance there. That was great.
Oh, what a shame. Another quite late falling pole, a relatively light touch. He's almost picking up the pace after the fences here rather than into the fences, just taking a little bit more of a careful approach, letting the horse have a good look. He's had 5 wins with this horse in 2021. It's been very good for him for a couple of seasons now. Well, another problem in the triple combination. A similar story to what we saw a little bit earlier. You know, as soon as they've had an issue at the B element, then the C element falls foul of that as well. I think Mickey's just going to represent at another fence. Just takes fence 7 again. And indicates that he's going to retire as well.
So we've come back down to earth after 3 early clears, and it was looking, if we kept up that pace, that we would have a long list of riders in the jump off, but this is quite a big course and quite difficult. So it does go to show you that those early riders really were fantastic going around, because it is not an easy course.
I think it really does take some jumping, this course. There really is a lot here, and I think even, you know, for the spectators looking from the outside who perhaps might not have jumped the course, there's certainly a lot that's very, very eye-catching and some very interesting lines.
You can even see right there on your screen, 2 jumps side by side. They'll go up one way and come back the other. It's very rare in a Grand Prix that you'll see 2 big jumps like that side by side.
Yeah, and it's something really to consider, that especially under the lights, the horses can slightly start to look at another fence and slightly get distracted potentially. Also, depending on the color of the poles, they really look very, very different in the daylight versus at nighttime under the lights. And so really, actually, I think in the triple combination, that's something that's coming into play with the white poles at the B element, because they really reflect the light. It's the turn of Natalie Dean next with Cocolina. Natalie again rides for the USA. This is an 11-year-old mare by Conthagos. Natalie can be such a very fast rider as well.
A little bit of a light rub there. She gets away with it. Maybe it'll be good for the horse.
She also jumped this horse in a few weeks of the competitions at Traverse City, had a good 3-star win there. But she jumped this horse in the 5-star Grand Prix at the Major League show jumping shows at San Miguel de Allende and Monterrey in Mexico last year as well.
She's really jumping well. Oh, that is a big oxer.
Very much up to height.
She looked like she was going to sail through that triple combination, and the B element got her. We were talking as we watched her in the earlier Grand Prix, the winning round format, that she really took advantage of the under 25 series, and there's no other way to get experience in these Grand Prix other than to do them. So that's just been such a great event and series for the young riders coming up, and really a chance for them to compete against their peers and to jump big jumps and to handle the pressure and to go into the ring, whether it's under the lights or early in the morning and in a regular midday class, and really experience and get mileage and get trips in the ring, and she's really a product of that.
Yeah, it's a fantastic system to be able to jump in those competitions, and, you know, not only in the young rider competitions, but, you know, with the children's and juniors categories as well. It's a fantastic system to bring talented riders up through the ranks and prepare them, as you say, for senior level. Well, going then from America to Venezuela, it's the turn of Juan Ortiz.
Although he'll tell you he considers Canada home. He's married to a Canadian, and he was telling us he lived in Toronto from 2005 to 2010. We're about a half an hour from Toronto Airport and Toronto proper. So he has shown here quite a bit, and the BFL jump gets him and Kinky Boy, so he's working on 4.
Yeah, really does consider Canada home. He's on the Show Plus Northern Lights team as well. There's a little bit of a Canadian flavour. Kinky Boy, one of his more experienced rides, tends to save this for the Grand Prix. Of course, had plenty of good results with him in the past, but Juan himself, former rider at the 2 Pan American Games and at the World Equestrian Games as well.
Couple down in the triple combination. He's the first rider we've seen go all the way around the triple combination to catch that oxer in the middle, but it was the right track for him, so that's an option.
Kinky Boy's quite a big striding horse. Sadly, a good few fences falling there for Juan Ortiz, so it's a total of 16. The time's good though. He's on
78 seconds. I'll confirm the exact time for you as soon as that's through, but sadly it's 16 penalties to add. Puts him into 6th place at the moment. We've got quite a way to go yet though. 3 still going forward to the jump off.
This will be interesting to see how Tally DeJong handles this course.
Yeah, one that I know that UW were quite excited to see. Tally DeJong and Heavenly Star, horse that she owns herself, a 10-year-old mare, Dutch-bred mare.
She is so young. Just a year ago at this time, was competing in the Nations Cup on the youth team. So it just goes to show you how far she's come. She calls herself a book nerd. She was an honor roll student in college. Competed last summer in Europe for the very first time, and she's really holding her own this week in these 5-star competitions. It's quite something. She is the youngest rider here.
Again, those FEI Youth Nations Cup competitions are great developers of young riders as well, and we see so many top names coming through that series as well. It was the Youth Nations Cup final that Tally competed in Kronenberg back in September last year. Just had one fence down in the 2 rounds there with this horse, in fact. She's jumped 2 5-star Grand Prix previously, and they were both at Major League shows, one at Traverse City and one at Vancouver, so this is her 3rd 5-star Grand Prix.
Now, she won a big international hunter derby when she was only 15, a $25,000 derby, riding against professional hunter riders, amateurs, and she was by far the youngest in the class, and she won it. And so you could tell from an early age she really has a gift and has worked really hard to get here in a very short amount of time. Doesn't seem nervous. She's working on 4 faults, just 1 rail down in this huge class.
I mean, of course the riders want to get into the jump off, but actually to have just 1 or 2 fences down is a great achievement as well.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, sadly the last one comes down, but wow, that's a terrific showing for a young rider just beginning the 5 stars.
Yeah, absolutely. Just an unlucky clip at the final fence. Just got a little bit flat, but she really went for the distance as she needed to, really. And so just took the front rail out. She's a little over the time allowed as well, and so with the 3 down and a little bit for time, it gives Tally DeJong 16 in total. We've got 2 on 16 now. She takes 7th spot.
And I think it's only right that we go from a rookie to the veteran here. And Margie Engel's next.
Absolutely. Margie comes here very fresh from a win only a couple of hours ago with Jack of Hearts. She won the winning round competition here earlier this afternoon. Now Decas is her ride for this 5-star Grand Prix, a super experienced partner for her, one that she's had for a good few years, and one of these quite classic Margie rides, a big striding horse.
Yeah, the gentle giant, she calls him. He is giant.
And for such a petite rider, she does like to choose these larger horses. This pair, though, have been pretty consistent over their careers, the course of their career together. Decas is 13 years old now.
She also has Royce here. A great result yesterday on Royce. He's 18 yet now, and they've been together 10 years. She got him as an 8-year-old.
Wow. Great to have that kind of partnership with the horses over a long period of time. Margie herself, of course, an unbelievable record. She's competed at World Equestrian Games and Olympics, 2 Pan American Games, and 17 World Cup finals, spanning 1988 to 2012.
She gets over the wall no problem. She made sure to spend some time over at the wall with Decas when she first came in. She wanted to make sure he saw that.
This pair are 54% clear at 1.50 m. These are a little higher than that. But they're 40% clear over 150 to 160 height. Oof.
Oh, she's the first clean through the triple combination that we've seen in a while. We got a little bit of applause from the tent.
They've seen it cause some problems and they appreciate that good riding. Oh, great round.
Oh, she's clear again.
Another big cheer going up from the crowd in 77.93. It's a fantastic time, and Margie Engel goes into the jump off 4 now, heading into that second round.
So she's on her game this week.
Oh, she really is. She's so consistent. You know, gives the horse a nice little stroke there. You can see how much she really loves these horses. But yeah, 2 competitions in a row, 2 first round clears. She is going to be one to watch in the jump off for sure.
And you can tell it never gets old for her. I mean, she came in with the cooler on and the big ribbon and the sash after winning with big smile as if it was the first time she'd ever won a class. I mean, you could tell she still loves it.
Well, we turn now to Ireland. We have 3 Irish competitors coming forward here this evening. Second of those is Mark Kinsella. He rides Doraindo. This is a 14-year-old mare, a Dutch-bred horse. Mark, again, had a very good round in the winning round competition. There, though, he was riding a different horse, Quality H. And he had just 1 time penalty in the first round. Had a little bit more of an issue in the jump off, but still a good top 10 finish for him in that competition.
Oh.
Ooh, Doraindo not liking the look of the wall. We said it was eye-catching. It certainly is for this horse. Sometimes once they've had a little spook like that, suddenly they start to notice everything else in the arena as well. Oh, what a shame.
Really was having a nice go of it.
Sometimes when the horses just really don't like the look of something, there's not very much that you can do
about it.
He's managed to get the horse right up to that wall now, though. But unfortunately, it's a little too late. So sadly, it's elimination with a couple of refusals at the wall. Doraindo just really not liking the look of that fence. Mark Kinsella out of the running in this competition. Back to another Canadian competitor, though, and we're heading, we're just past actually the middle of this class. This is now the turn of Sean Jobin, who rides Darius here now. He's another rider on the Show Plus Northern Lights team. And this pair have had a good few results, mainly up to 3-star level. And Sean's had this ride for a good few years now.
This is an entry of Fox Ridge Farm Stables. Pretty experienced 14-year-old Dutch warm blood.
Yeah, this was previously ridden by Robert Vos from the Netherlands. Robert, extremely experienced competitor and developer of horses as well.
Just never really got off the ground there for that vertical.
No. Needed a little bit more power, but the horse was almost looking into the bottom of the fence.
Got over the wall well. It's a cute horse.
Very cute. They've got a 33% clear round rate this year. That's over fences of quite a range of heights, though. A little bit of a rub, but he's lucky for that to stay up. I think around this course a 4-fault score is actually something to be really proud of as well.
I was just going to say, feels bad about that rail jumping the jumping his heart out the rest of the way.
Yeah, real shame, as you say. They just didn't get the height, just never quite got off the ground for that fence.
And everything else was super.
Really unlucky. So it's 4 then for Sean Jobin of Canada.
But more than halfway through, he's in 7th position.
Yeah, which is, I still think is quite a good result at this stage. You know, he's in the middle of the pack. He won't be in the jump off, but a good 4-faulting round could well see him in a very good position.
Amy Miller's an Olympian in her own right, of course. Her father, a veteran of 10 Olympic Games.
Yeah, this evening here she's chosen to ride Cristiano. She's already had an exceptional week with this horse. This 12-year-old, and a big cheer goes up from the crowd before she even starts. That's got to give her a lot of confidence.
I was talking to her a little bit about this horse, and we mentioned earlier had some time off while she went to the World Championship, so even though he won and finished 9th in 2 big classes earlier this week, felt plenty fresh to go. She said he's faster than he looks, so we'll keep that in mind as they get started.
You mentioned the fact that Amy comes from a fantastic family of show jumpers, but one of the things that I love about her story as well is when she joined her father and her brother on the Canadian Nations Cup team. First time in history that had ever been done. First time that 3 members of the same family had ever been on a Nations Cup team together.
Really Canada's first family of show jumping.
This has also been a great horse for the team competitions. She of course rides for Team Eye Candy. She helped the team to several podium finishes last year with this horse.
It's interesting, you could hear a pin drop in the arena right now. If anybody wasn't paying attention before, they're paying attention now. Couple light rubs and a smattering of applause to get through the triple combination.
2 left. 1 fence left to go. A lot of people taking out a stride here. Is she going to do that? Oh, nicely down to the last. Oh, and she's just inside the time allowed as well. Almost a second inside, 79.02. There's a lot of cheering going up from this crowd.
I think the crowd was ready to exhale and ready to erupt, and they were able to, and good she took that stride out. Big smile for Amy Miller. She does get under the time of 80 seconds, and she will be back. That's great.
She becomes our 5th rider going into the jump off. She joins Grant Seeger, Erin Ballard, Kristen van der Veen, and Margie Goldstein-Engel. That's the lineup of 5. What a lineup for the jump off.
Superstar jumpers already in the jump off, and we have some big names, Hannah, still to come. The 2 biggest winners of the week are toward the bottom of the order. Kent Farrington and Daniel Blumen. Richie Maloney will be the last rider to go, so still some of the top riders in the world are to jump in this class.
It's a fantastic, fantastic lineup. Caitlin Campbell is also a rider who plenty of people here, I'm sure, will be wanting to see. She rides for the USA. The horse she rides tonight is Feon. This is a 12-year-old gelding by Zazu R. She also rode this horse at the Vancouver and Traverse City legs in the 5-star Grand Prix. Had a couple of fences down in those competitions.
Well, that was unexpected. And she gives the sign to the show jumping crew as they run out to put it back together.
Yeah, perhaps it would just be interesting to see what she does here, whether she wants to represent at fence 3 or whether she wants to try another fence as she comes out.
I don't think she does. I think she just gave them the sign to take their time or go ahead and put it back together.
I'm sure she'll jump another fence in the warm-up, but just to make sure that Feon has a good experience. But that's a real shame. Didn't get very far around the course, and what a shame not to see her compete around the rest of the course. But as Caitlin Campbell leaves, Matt Cohn enters the ring, another rider for Canada, with Zaya Di San Giovanni. Impressive reading on this horse. This is by Kornut Obolensky out of a Cassini mare. They were 5th in the 5-star Grand Prix at Vancouver at the FEI show in June. They also won the 5-star Grand Prix at a Major League show at Rockwood in August of last year. And they've had a couple of good clears so far this year as well. Nice balanced turn through the middle of the ring there. Quite a few people taking a bit of a steadier approach to the wall. But that's sometimes really what you need to do to get the deep shot there. To get the height, certainly an imposing fence when you get right up to it.
He's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I really like the consistent rhythm he's got around this course. He's just letting the horse jump out of that rhythm, not rushing the horse. Oh.
Just kind of an awkward approach at the beginning of the triple combination.
Looked a little bit too deep to the first part to me, and I think that really just set him up for the rest of that combination.
So what started out quite nice has come a bit unraveled. They got the plank and now ran out of room before the final oxer.
Yeah, as soon as it starts to get unraveled, as you say, you know, that tends to set the tone for the rest of the round, which is a shame because they started off so well, but the hand goes up. Matt Cohn indicates that he's going to retire from this competition. Save Zaya de San Giovanni for another day.
Looks like we still have 8 or so to go. And we're sitting on 5 clears. It's a pretty good number for a jump off like this. Expecting we'll get at least a couple more.
Yeah, I would think we might have a couple more, and it'd be interesting to know how many the course designers were aiming for, usually about a quarter to a third in a competition like this. But Sydney Schulman will be trying to get herself onto the podium in this competition, much as she did with her teammates for Team Helios last night. There she rode Classic Penny. Tonight she rides Villamora.
This horse is, to me, Michael Jordan, goes around with her tongue out like he played basketball. This is a horse she got to 10 wins with very quickly. This is a winner.
And again, a pretty quick horse across the ground as well.
Super quick. If she gets to the jump off, she has a chance to win.
Had a good 5-star win back in February in Wellington. In a 2-phase competition, that requires speed as well. Yeah, it's quite sweet, this horse going along with the tongue out to the side. They also won a 5-star Table C competition at Traverse City in September of last year, and another Table C, a 4-star in Tryon last year.
Oh, she was flying around the corner.
So, oh, what a shame. Oh, no.
Oh, having such a good trip.
Such a good trip, and the pace was good, and I thought this was going to be a really exciting pair for the jump off. What a shame.
Everything else was great, just the triple combination. 2 poles come down, A and B, for Sydney Schulman and Villamora.
Gives her a total of 8, but the time was very, very good. It's our fastest time so far. She finishes in 73.44 seconds. Sadly, though, those 2 fences down will keep her out of the jump off. She goes into 9th place at the moment. She's already got 1 podium finish, though, with Team Helios last night.
Absolutely.
So it's not all in vain for her this week.
And she looked like she was having a blast last night in the team competition. All the riders did, really.
Yeah, absolutely. It was an incredible atmosphere, absolutely electric. And the crowd getting behind them just makes all the difference as well. Back to Canada now, though, to Susan Horn with Ballantor. This is one of the more experienced horses in the field. This is a 16-year-old, KWPN gelding, by Vincenzo.
Susan has been training with Team Miller since right before Wellington. And she looked thrilled with her run the other night. She had a fence down and 2 time faults, but the horse went so well, and she seemed really pleased. We'll see if she can go around clean tonight.
Yeah, I can imagine she was absolutely over the moon with that. I mean, this is their second 5-star show of 2022. So really sort of solidifying their partnership at this level. Oh. Now that's the first rider we've seen to do that.
First, they're like, I was going to say they're like Lego blocks, but they're not, because Lego blocks would be hard to kick apart.
They'd have a little bit more purchase on each other, but
these are like paper bricks, like the Poussin's wall.
They can fall very, very easily with just the tiniest touch, and I think actually a lot of the time the horses almost don't notice they've gone down because they're so easily clipped.
Working on 8 now, the A element of the triple combination, that pole coming down, but over the plank no problem, and heading for the final fence. Just a little tight there.
Yeah, gets the front rail. That distance from the plank to the final fence is a bit of a tricky one, actually. We're seeing a lot of riders take out a stride and really gallop for that. Susan Horn just got a little bit closer, but then that meant that she had the front rail. So again, it's one of those things where they have to decide what suits their horse best. Susan went for the deepest shot, didn't quite pay off. So finishes on 12 and goes into 10th place at the moment. But we don't have a huge number left to come, just 6 riders left, in fact. Nicolette Hurt will be the next for America with Oak Grove's Desperado.
It doesn't look like Nicolette. We might have had a change in the order.
Yeah, it looks like it. Our graphics are telling us that it's Nicolette, but indeed this is not. This is Alberto Michan with Nabal de Trivera. Alberto, another member of the Roadrunners team. And as you may be able to tell from this horse's name, this is by Nabab Derev. Another combination who jumped in the 5-star Grand Prix at Traverse City just a couple of weeks ago. They had a couple down there. And it's a ride that Alberto's had since early 2022. This one came from Jose Gonzalez Pastor of Spain. He also rode this horse in the Nations Cup at Vancouver in June of this year. Always a fantastic thing to be selected for a Nations Cup team.
He also went all the way around in front of the A element, and it worked out well for him. Now the real test. Oh, goodness gracious, he's separated.
Oh, what a shame.
He's getting right up.
Again, it was going so well, but this triple combination is causing a good few problems. Well, Alberto is up on his feet, as is Nabal de Trivera. We'll just wait for them to be reunited and for the course to be reset. But as you can see, the stands are absolutely packed out with spectators, all eagerly watching this competition.
I will say, though, with this wonderful atmosphere that we have, and they're playing music, and it's quite a festive atmosphere, they do turn utmost respectful when something like this happens in the ring, and everything is quiet until everybody's okay, and the vet is able to check the horse, and the medics are able to check the rider. So it's quite well done.
Yeah, absolutely. The vets and the arena team just making sure that Alberto and Nabal de Trivera are both okay in there. Triple combination just causing a lot of problems so far. It's really looking like the toughest part of the course.
Absolutely.
But we just have a a further 4 riders yet to come. And I think we're going to just take a short commercial break. And then we'll be bringing you the final 4 competitors in this 5-star Kubota Grand Prix.
Life, like work, is always in progress. You'll never really run out of things to do. It means you'll always have something new to learn. You might even discover something better. Sure, it can be hard, but you gotta be tough, like your Kubota. Because as long as you power through, you'll keep on moving forward. Kubota, for Earth, for life.
Our horses are not a commodity. Our horses are family members. And so in essence, when we're talking about equine insurance, we're insuring family members. So what could be more important than insuring family?
BFL is the absolute best insurance company that you can be with. They insure my horses, they insure my farm, they insure all of our automobiles. They are just a fantastic company when you need them.
We feel really great in our coverage with BFL. We don't have to worry, we're relaxed, and we can basically just focus on what we need to do.
We've had a long history with BFL, and it's really important for us at Millerbrook Farm to deal with people that we trust.
BFL is a great fit for us. We feel comfortable in our day-to-day, being covered with the horses, being covered with our coaching, being covered with our facility.
BFL are horse people. So we get great confidence that they know what they're doing when it comes to our coverage.
Your work never really stops. The jobs may change with the seasons, but the need for power, performance, and affordability doesn't. Right now, it's the perfect time to get a great price on durable, quality Kubota equipment. Upgrade your landscaping, construction, or farming equipment and attachments, and get what you need for the months ahead. Because work never stops, and neither does Kubota. See your local Kubota dealer today.
BFL goes the extra mile just by always being there when you need them. It doesn't matter if it's a weekend, it doesn't matter if it's after hours. If you need them, they're there.
It is really important to have horse people insuring you in the horse business because they know our sport, they know our business, and they help you understand what is covered, what is not covered.
It's integral to have horse people insuring us. BFL are horse people. So we get great confidence that they know what they're doing when it comes to our coverage.
I couldn't be happier with my coverage with BFL. They're a fantastic company, and I'm so thankful to be associated with them.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, looks like it's a minor injury, luckily. Let's give everyone a hand. Abby Michon, thank you so much. We have the ambulance in standby just in case. Luckily for us, this horse will be able to walk out of the ring. We have some of the best vets right here. This horse will go back, be taken care of. Again, let's give let's give Abby Michon a round of applause. Now, guys, we're going to take a brief hold and just send the tractors in just to clean up the marks from the trailer, and then we'll continue on.
I just want to commend our outstanding ring crew for their professionalism in that moment. It's not a moment that we see very often in the sport. We've been running events here now over a decade, and for the first time, we brought that ambulance, that
Well, we're pleased to be able to say, everybody, that Alberto Michan and Nabal de Trivera have both walked out of the arena. The horse ambulance there just coming into the arena just as a precaution, but they both were able to walk out of the arena. So really pleased to be able to tell you that they're both up on their feet and safely exiting the arena, both of them on foot. Looks like we're just going to have a little short drag break now while the arena is re-prepared. We've just got another 4 riders left on our list. We may well have 5. Nicolette Hurt didn't come forward, so she may be coming forward a little later, but we'll confirm that for you as soon as we have the information. We're having another couple of minutes break just while the arena is re-prepared, but we'll be back with all of the action in just a few moments' time.
I know that Father Ian is watching on in Perth right now, and I'm looking forward to going back to Ottawa next week. We'll be bringing Major League Show Jumping back to Ottawa. It's going to be the first time there. It's going to be a good tour stop immediately after this, and I'm sure Captain Canada will make an appearance in Ottawa. So with that, we will just take a quick break here. We'll condition the field and be welcoming the last few riders into the ring. There are 4 left to go, and one of the greatest riders on the planet for sure.
And right, I got good news. I'm going to call it the Prix death coming up. We've got Kent Farrington, one of the top 10 in the world, followed by Sam Walker, one of Canada's best young riders, followed by Daniel Blumen, who happened to win Thursday and is one of the top 15 riders in the world. We have 3 of the absolute stars of the sport coming up. We got 5 clear. I was thinking 5 clear total. With these 3 coming up, I may be a little off my prediction.
The beauty, power, and elegance of warm blood horses is no accident. A history of carefully crafted breeding practices that walk the delicate line of art and science has created a horse that is as strong as it is graceful, so that it may successfully compete at the most elite level in equine sports. Breeders can access an American stallion station that provides both fresh chilled and frozen semen options with full transparency on semen quality. Set on 800 acres of Lexington, Kentucky bluegrass, Spy Coast Farm is revolutionizing the breeding practices of warm blood horses. World-renowned stallions with proven bloodlines that have successfully competed at the top level of international Grand Prix sport are collected by a resident veterinarian and processed promptly for shipment to a domestic breeder for a timely insemination of their ovulating mare. The experts at Spy Coast Farm are determined to improve your U.S. breeding options by taking the guesswork out of semen quality.
Our horses are not a commodity. Our horses are family members. And so in essence, when we're talking about equine insurance, we're insuring family members. So what could be more important than insuring family?
BFL is the absolute best insurance company that you can be with. They insure my horses, they insure my farm, they insure all of our automobiles. They are just a fantastic company when you need them.
We feel really great in our coverage with BFL. We don't have to worry, we're relaxed, and we can basically just focus on what we need to do.
We've had a long history with BFL, and it's really important for us at Millerbrook Farm to deal with people that we trust.
BFL is a great fit for us. We feel comfortable.
We are now back to the stadium after a quick commercial break there. We're so fortunate to have so many great sponsors.
Well, welcome back, everybody. We just have a few horse and rider combinations left to bring you. It's been a great competition so far in this $214,000 Kubota FEI and Major League Show Jumping 5-star Grand Prix. And what a lineup we've had already, and what a lineup we've got still to come.
Some of the best riders in this class are still to come, including 2 superstars, Kent Farrington and Daniel Blumen, and one of Canada's most exciting young riders, Sam Walker, on an Evergate Stables entry, Richie Maloney, the veteran from Ireland, still to come, to see if they can join the 5 riders who are already clear. Grant Seeger, who went first, was clear, and we had a run of early clears. Aaron Ballard is clear, Kristen Vanderveen, Margie Engel, Amy Miller. So 5 so far, and still a chance for more to come.
Yeah, as you say, really had quite a run of them early on in this competition. And we had a few tricky rounds. We've had a little few riders retiring. The triple combination's been causing some problems, but there's been a lot of different questions asked all the way around this course. And as you can see, we are competing here at night time under the lights, and it creates a fantastic atmosphere, but it also really adds to the question for the horses and riders. It really adds to what they've got to do. It makes these fences very eye-catching. I think one thing that's affecting them through the triple combination as well is some of the colours of the poles, because those white and light coloured poles really catch the light. There's so much to look at. The Major League show jumping wall as well is pretty eye-catching. Sadly, Mark Kinsella's horse not liking the look of that, and so sadly a couple of refusals there had them out of the competition. But we also have 13 fences here with a double and a triple included, so it's quite a long way around.
It is, and it's not an extra large ring, great footing. It is, I would say, of all the classes we've seen this week, it looks like there's more jumps in the ring than there has been all week. Some of them are side by side, they're cleverly placed. It really has been, you know, quite a test for these riders, and we've seen some awesome horsemanship, we've seen some excellent rides, and we've seen some riders who, because it wasn't their night, retired early and gave their horse a chance to rest and save it for another day.
Yeah, and that's what they've got to do sometimes, isn't it? They've got to choose what horses are best for the team competition, who's suited best for that, who's suited best for the speed classes, and which ones they want to save for the 5-star Grand Prix, one of the real highlights of the week. Well, this man has had an absolutely exceptional record in his career so far, and he's had an exceptional time at this competition so far as well, of course. It is Kent Farrington with Credence.
His superstar horse, one of his superstar horses, well over 30 international victories. They've won all over the world. And he was telling us yesterday he's given this horse 5 months off. This is his first show back. And he's just now bringing him back. And we're the fortunate ones that get to see him here. Glad he brought him back for this show.
Yeah, combination who, as you say, have had some pretty iconic wins and iconic performances over the years. Credence is 15 years old now. He's by Lord Zed. And he's a relatively small horse, but one with a lot of power. One that Kent rides to various top-level competitions, some Rolex Grand Prix to his name. Kent, of course, also former winner of Rolex IJRC Top 10 final. He's talking about those Rolex series, but I mean, he's competed at championships, Olympics, and pretty much every top competition there is. Of course, former world #1 as well.
Not being the biggest guy, he is suited so well for some of these small horses.
And some of these smaller horses are well suited to going quickly across the ground as well.
I mean, he's going quickly across the ground right now.
Perhaps he hasn't realised this isn't quite the jump off yet, but he's riding it a little bit like one. Oh, great through the triple. We've seen that cause so many problems so far, and Kent Farrington makes it look easy. But that's the thing that I think is magical about him to watch. He does just make it look easy.
He's around the ring in a flash.
What an amazing performance, and would you expect anything less?
I mean, we're really watching him in his prime.
Yeah, absolutely. What a fantastic, fantastic round. The time is 75.69, and it's clear. That is our fastest clear round so far, and the 6th taking us through to the jump off. Kent just gives a small smile, just looks up to the scoreboard in the arena. He knows it's clear. He knows it's a great start.
couple deep breaths, and he won't have long to wait because we only have a couple more riders to go before they'll turn around and come back in for the jump off.
Gives a little wave to the crowd there as well. He loves to see the crowd supporting him, getting behind him in this competition, as many of the riders do. But we come now to a bit of a local hero, young rider Sam Walker. He's a young rider, but he's competed in so many top-level competitions. He's a pretty experienced competitor at 5-star level already. Competed at the FEI North American Youth Championships last week as well, but now brings another of his top rides here to Toronto, to Angelstone tournaments. This horse is Hermelian van der Hoogover, a 15-year-old, one of Sam's more experienced rides. He also did fantastically well at Traverse City, one of the only 4 riders to get through to the jump-off in that 5-star Grand Prix.
A superstar in the equitation finals as a junior rider.
Gets deep there, but he knows the horse so well. Always such a positive rider as well, and always such a positive sportsman. Again, you know, he lets the horse jump out of a regular rhythm, but gives the horse time to understand the question being asked, and I think that's just so key in competitions like this. Don't want them to have any surprises. Oh, what a shame. Just clipping the back rail of the B element there.
And then flying over the Angelstone. Yep, just the one rail. Very fast time.
Great time, and what a shame to have that fence down, because it was a great round all the way around, but just clipping that back rail.
So smooth all the way around.
Yeah, beautifully done, beautifully ridden, but one down for Sam Walker, and 76.69 is his time. He's the fastest of the 4 falters so far, so actually, you know, he could still be in with a chance of a good placing here. You know, we've got quite a lot of prize money at stake, and of course it does go down the placing. So
sure, just 2 to go, so he'll be in the top 10.
Yeah, be in the top 10, and not too bad a day at the office for Sam.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now this man is, of course, another hugely top talent, one of those absolutely top riders that you were mentioning, Deb, that's coming at the end of this competition. It is Daniel Blumen, and he rides Gemma W, perhaps just as experienced and impressive as Credence. He's had Gemma W in 7 Rolex Grand Prix over the course of her career, and also had that great win earlier in the week.
He and Kent finished 1-2 in that battle in a blazing fast jump off. Wonder if they'll be duking it out again in a few minutes' time.
It's quite incredible what success he's had with this horse already, because you do sort of forget that Gemma W is only 11 years old still. With the achievements she's had, you'd almost expect it to be 13 or 15 or something.
Daniel's just always in total control as he goes around. Knows exactly what he wants to do. No panic.
No, a very calm and quiet approach, even around a complex course and technical course like this.
No problem with the triple combination.
Gave a little bit of an exhale as he came around the corner.
Yeah, I saw that. Just 1 to go. Perfect.
Wow, well, we might well have another one too with Kent and Daniel. What a fantastic round again. He's a little faster than Kent as well in this first round, but no points for that, but gets into the jump off. He's the 7th rider to go forward there.
And I have to say, the 2 of them were walking the course together. And even though they're competitors, you know, they were sort of discussing their plan and what they were going to do. I don't think they were talking about where they're going to go to for dinner afterward. But
oh, it's really lovely to see. You know, I'm sure they've competed against each other in so many competitions. It's great to sort of support each other as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Despite being super competitive,
for sure
as well. Richie Maloney, though, is going to round things out for us. He represents Ireland, and the little icon on your screen tells you he was on Team Eye Candy last night. He rides Cocoa Beach, 10-year-old mare by Casal.
And just a reminder, everyone in the crowd, if you don't have your wristband on.
As the anchor rider last night, he helped them get on the podium. Fast and clear in the second jump off.
Yeah, really great round there. He pipped the Roadrunners representative Caitlin Campbell into the 4th spot, but helped Eye Candy onto the bronze medal spot. And they're now in 3rd in the season standings. It was an extremely important result for them. He, of course, was the substitute for the team. They're allowed 2 substitutions in the season. They can be using theirs at quite an early stage. So, Richie Maloney and Cocoa Beach, our final pairing to come forward. Could be 7 or now could be 8 in the jump off. Quite an inside line to the Kubota upright there.
And then he goes around the last, which is really the first part of the combination, the triple combination. Oh. And you could just see his shoulder sag as he heard that rail come down.
Yeah, what a shame. It's a triple bar in the far corner there with those beautiful gold and black wings. Just clips the back rail. Nice down the last line, and he's again within the time allowed. As the competition's gone on, we haven't seen too many time penalties, actually. A little bit more challenges in terms of time earlier on in the competition, but it's just 1 down for Richie Maloney. He's going to take 11th spot, so Sam Walker remains the fastest of the 4 falters. He'll finish in 8th.
So that's quite a nice result for him in Evergate Stables. I'm sure they'll be pleased.
Yeah, absolutely. So a great result for them, and even though he's just outside the jump off, we've only got 7 going through, so it's quite an exciting competition to come. We've got fantastic lineup of riders, including Kent Farrington, Daniel Bloom, and the final rider to get through there, Amy Miller, Margie Goldstein-Engel, Kristen van der Veen, Erin Ballard, and Grant Seeger. I don't think we could get a better lineup in this jump off.
Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be a really, really fantastic competition. Well, of course, the course will be prepared for the jump off. We'll take you through that jump off course in just a few moments' time, but the arena party will be preparing the arena. We'll be taking another short break between the first round and the jump off.
And everyone in the audience, if you do not have your wristband on, now is the time. Here at Angel Stone, we want to do something special, something unique, something exciting.
A lot of other junior riders in the sense that I started quite late in the jumpers. I really only did the hunters and equitation my whole junior career. I probably jumped my first meter 30 when I was 18, 19, and then I think I jumped my first 2-star Grand Prix maybe 2 years ago. my first 3-star Grand Prix a year ago, my first meter 50 like probably 6 months ago, so everything's been very new. Doing the hunters in equitation was such a different world. I really had to relearn basically how to ride. Now I walk the courses and I'm like, this does not look big, and I used to think it looked like the Olympics. Nothing really scares me, and so I've always just been like, well, I mean, we'll just see how this goes. It's just funny to me because I don't think a lot of people realize how inexperienced I am in doing this, especially in the jump offs. Like, I think I'm going so fast, and I'm going so wide. Right now I'm really focusing on trying to learn speed. That's already gotten so much better in Thunderbird. In the jump off of the CSI5 I went the fastest I've ever gone in my life, and I ended up 4th, and the horse was amazing. It's been a dream come true. It just goes to show you that anything is possible. Like, if you have a dream and you work hard enough, like, I really believe in this sport. Who you are or where you come from, if you want it enough, I believe it's possible. That's kind of my motto.
Your work never really stops. The jobs may change with the seasons, but the need for power, performance, and affordability doesn't. Right now, it's the perfect time to get a great price on durable, quality Kubota equipment. Upgrade your landscaping, construction, or farming equipment and attachments, and get what you need for the months ahead. Because work never stops, and neither does Kubota. See your local Kubota dealer today.
Kian and the team try to do a good job and make us comfortable. They welcome us here, and to be here in Angelstone for this week is exactly what.
Show here. I can speak for all of us that we're all enjoying it here and look forward to returning.
I know a lot of the Europeans are chirping away there about these shows, but I think in the not distant future they might be coming over here trying to beat us.
super excited to jump with Helios. Also a little bit stressed considering they are 2 for 2, and I felt like I was coming in with a little bit of pressure on me for sure. But Simon and Marky are great teammates and are definitely fast riders, and you can count on clear rounds with them.
For me, this class is the most fun class like I've ever jumped in my life. Like the format is great, jumping for a team with people from different countries.
We have an unbelievable team, and I think going into this, myself and Marky were a lot more confident than we were in Traverse, because we now have the win, and everybody on our team has felt the winning feeling. So I think the pressure to perform for our team is a little bit less, because everybody now knows, everyone on the team is capable of winning. I know it definitely helped me today. I was a lot more confident walking the course today.
Premier Equestrian, the #1 choice for footing products. Premier Equestrian, footing products that improve performance. Premier Equestrian, footing products for cushion and stability. Call 800-611-6109 or visit premierequestrian.com.
Our horses are not a commodity. Our horses are family members. And so in essence, when we're talking about equine insurance, we're insuring family members. So what could be more important than insuring family?
BFL is the absolute best insurance company that you can be with. They insure my horses, they insure my farm, they insure all of our automobiles. They are just a fantastic company when you need them.
We feel really great in our coverage with BFL. We don't have to worry, we're relaxed, and we can basically just focus on what we need to do.
We've had a long history with BFL, and it's really important for us at Millerbrook Farm to deal with people that we trust.
BFL is a great fit for us. We feel comfortable in our day-to-day, being covered with the horses, being covered with our coaching, being covered with our facility.
BFL are horse people, so we get great confidence that they know what they're doing when it comes to our coverage.
Well, we had a fantastic competition in the first round, 25 horse and rider combinations coming forward. And we're just going to take you through a couple of the highlights. There were a few places around this course causing some problems. So this, of course, is the Kubota 5-star Grand Prix. And it's been an incredible competition. You know, the triple combination caused quite a few problems, but we've had a good few clears as well.
Kristen Vanderveen will be back in the jump off. She was the third clear of the night. You saw Erin Ballard there before. She's also coming back. Grant Seeger was first in the ring, and he will also be first to go on the jump off.
Nick Gelajoyo, as you're seeing here on your screens, not quite having the round that he wanted. Had a couple of problems, and sadly not coming off for him. Had a few riders retiring in this competition. There's Mark Blumen just tackling that triple bar fence. Sadly, no jump off for him either, finishing with 4 faults. He finishes in 9th place, just behind Sam Walker, who is our fastest 4-faulter. Sam keeping himself in the prize money, and that's 8th spot, but just outside the 7 going through to the jump off. Here we just see a couple of parts of the triple combination that was so testing. This plank fence was the penultimate fence in the first round, but fences falling all the way around the course.
Yeah, the triple combination certainly proved to be the most difficult part of the course when it came to knocking rails down and knocking competitors out of the jump off. Saw the plank come down a couple times. None of the horses really had a problem with the water table, the Liverpool under jump 7. One rider did knock a couple of the bricks off the top of the wall, and then we had one rider whose horse didn't like the wall at all and didn't tackle it. That was unfortunate, but other than that, it didn't cause too many problems.
Just seeing a couple of shots of Margie Engel there, who had an amazing round. She sailed through into the jump off. She's about in the middle of the pack, so they'll go in the same order again as they did in the first round in the jump off.
Which makes it interesting if we get to Kent Farrington and Daniel Blumen, because it was the same order the other night. Kent went first and set down a blazing speed that we thought might not be topped, and then Daniel Blumen topped him, so he gets to follow Kent again.
It'd be so interesting to see if those two are at the top of the tree again. They're certainly riders who you might expect to be pretty high up on the list. Sean Jobin we saw a couple of shots of as well. He just had the one fence down too. Unfortunate for just keeping him out of the jump off as well. He sits in 12th place. That'll be his final position, of course, because he is not going through to the jump off. But it's been a really nice evening. The temperature's a little bit cooler here tonight.
Perfect jumping weather.
Yeah, really perfect conditions, and the lights that are on this arena are absolutely illuminating everything perfectly. Creates plenty of eye-catching moments. Here is Sam Walker just demonstrating plenty of skill around this course, but sadly just the one pole going in the central part of the triple combination for here. Lots and lots of exciting rides.
There's Daniel Blumen coming around on Gemma W. He will be the last rider to go in the jump off.
Well, the course team and the arena team are just preparing things for the jump off. As you can see, we've got a little bit of a different course for you. Of course, it's a shorter course, being the jump off. We kick things off over fences 4 and 5 from the first round. So fence 4 being the BFL Oxa up at the top of the arena. Fence 5, then the wall. That's the second fence. Then we turn left-handed right down the middle of the arena to this orange-coloured Oxa. That's heading right into the stands, sort of in the middle of the arena, just heading down. It's on the left-hand side of your screens as you're looking at it, but as you can see, it's heading right into the stands. Following that new fence 15, they then turn right-handed, swinging all the way back around, big roll back to fence 7. Fence 7 being the Kubota upright with the Water Trade Liverpool fence there. And then we go left-handed again to the double at 8A and B. That was that eye-catching double combination with the door designs on the wings. Combination there in the jump off. It's right-handed again to fence 9. Now fence 9 was the triple bar in the first round. It's now going to be an Oxa for the jump off. Quite a squared up Oxa, I believe, for the jump off there at fence 9. The final fence will be 10C, the final part of the triple combination that caused so many problems. The A and B parts have been taken out, and that means that it's quite a long gallop down from fence 9 to then 10C to finish. And it'll be really interesting to see how the riders approach that, because it's a long way down across the arena, plenty of room to gallop down across the sand there. But it is an upright, so it really needs to be respected. I should think we might see the final fence falling a good few times in this jump-off course.
Well, it's always such a great jump-off when there's a long gallop to the finish. And there is not much room to the end of the ring after they lean into the timer. So it'll be coming right at you when the riders finish.
Yeah, not much space at all, but they've got to go for it. They've got to go for the time. They've got to go for that final line if they are to be in with a chance of a win or indeed a podium finish. The time allowed in the jump off is 52 seconds and the length of the course is 320 meters. Remember, the height of the fences in this competition is 1.55 meters, and they are absolutely built up to height.
This is a $214,000 class, $70,000, Hannah, to the winner. The great sponsor, Kubota Canada. They've been up here all week. One of the rings is the Kubota ring. Crew working so hard. Pleased to have them as a sponsor here of this meter 55 class. And the final 5-star competition of this fabulous week at Angel Stone Tournaments here for Major League Show Jumping.
It really has been an incredible week, and 4 days of 5-star show jumping action. Saw that incredible halftime show as well. It's been quite a festival type atmosphere at this competition, so unique. And this is the venue that marked the first time ever that 5-star show jumping had taken place in Ontario. Now it's becoming a more established event. Angel Stone Tournaments hosting a range of competitions, and this is the big one.
They have a gold series, and then they have what they call their silver series, which is really a grassroots series. And so many young riders or new riders, adult riders, amateur riders from all over Canada, and really anyone who wants to come up here and show. It's not just local, but it's really been a wonderful breeding ground for young riders and given them a chance to test their mettle against their peers and to get into this big ring. And then there are hunter rings around and pony rings and equitation classes, hunter classes, medal classes, all around the showgrounds. And so it's a wonderful opportunity for riders at every level to come and participate and compete.
Fantastic opportunity for those young riders, as you say, and to be able to compete on a world stage like this is such a unique opportunity. And you know, not only can they compete in the young rider competitions, but they can also compete, if they're able to, in the 5-star competitions alongside some of their former heroes as well. But as you can see, we have quite the crowd here on this Saturday night. We can barely see the grass on the sides of the arena because it's absolutely packed out with spectators all enjoying the sport here this evening.
And a lot of them came prepared with picnic blankets and picked pups on leashes. Real family affair. Now this is really quite unique to Angelstone, as you see the party pit inside the ring, and there are always a select group of spectators that have the opportunity to really get the best seat in the house, and it looks like they have found the crew who's going to be able to watch the jump off from inside the ring.
What an amazing opportunity to be able to sit right in the middle of the ring. Looks like they're just turning some of the cushions over. We did have a little light spattering of rain earlier, so just making sure that that's ready for those spectators.
It's quite something actually to see the jump crew bring in the pit, because it comes in like a double wide trailer, and just like they moved the jumps in, they moved this pit in and out. And it wasn't, it was where it is now, but there were no spectators during the first round. And it's funny, earlier in the week, it's first come, first serve. So any of the kids or teenagers who run out there, if they get the seat first, they get to stay. I think it's a VIP experience tonight.
Well, they're going to have to sit down quite quickly because we do have our first horse in the ring. As we were saying earlier, we have a lineup of 7 horse and rider combinations coming forward in this jump off. And the first of those, because they are going in the same order that they did in the first round, so the first rider to qualify will go first, and so on until we go down the list of 7. That first rider in is Grant Seeger with Frida. He comes forward clear of course in the first round, and he finished in a time of 79.29 seconds. He was actually the slowest of our clears, but no penalties for that. He was within the time allowed. Time allowed in the jump off, remember, 52 seconds. He heads to fence 4, the BFL Oxer, to kick things off. Ooh, carefully to the wall. Now this is the new fence, fence 15, but takes the front rail there. Good turn back to take fence 7 on the angle.
Just a light rub at the A element of the double combination, and then around the rail to that big oxer that was there before.
Now this is the line to the last. He's taking this a little steadier, a little bit more carefully to 10C to finish, but it's just one fence down. I think once he'd had the fence down, he just eased off the pace a little bit. It's 42.23. He knows that in a jump off of just 7 riders, he's still in for some pretty decent prize money.
Absolutely. And with our first look at the jump off course, pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, there's a couple of good turns that they can make. I think fence 15 to fence 7, I think we'll see that get tighter and tighter as the competition goes on, and they'll take fence 7, that's the Kubota upright with the water tray. They'll take that on the angle. And we'll certainly see some more gallops down from 9 to 10C to finish. Now Erin Ballard is off at a flying pace already. She rides Narcotique VH Dingenshoff.
She took a big lead up to that.
Bold to the wall.
She measured that perfectly.
Now here she's not going quite so tight, but she's keeping the pace up. She knows her horse well. She knows that that's what will suit this horse. Just a 9-year-old, this mare. Oh, this is quick to the double. Brave through that fence. Just the last. Is she going to gallop to it? I think she will. A little bit of a pull. Safely over then, and a huge cheer from the crowd for Erin Ballard and Narcotic VH Dingashoff. First competitor out for Canada and the first clear in this competition. She comes home in 37.26. That's now the time to beat.
She is the new time to beat.
She absolutely really went for it from the off, didn't she? She had such a pace going right at the start of this course before she even went through the timers.
She absolutely, from the middle of the ring, started her gallop and ran halfway down the ring to get a great running start. So we'll see if that time holds up.
Yeah, 37.26. I don't know that there's very many places that they can take much time off, but then we always say that in these competitions, and we always have a rider that gets it at least close, if not beats it. Kristen van der Veen's going to try to do just that with Bull Run's Prince of Peace.
She too is picking up the gallop early.
These were our very early clear rounds, so she's had quite a little bit of time to have a bit of a break from the first round. Oh, what a shot to the wall. Took that on the angle as well.
Wow, she's really going.
Drives for that Oxa.
Left out a stride there. Great turn.
Oh.
Gets away with the rub.
Great through the double as well. 2 fences left.
Wow.
This does have you on the edge of your seat.
It does. Oh, wow. Did she do it? She did, by a full second.
What an amazing performance. I was really looking to see what the clock would stop in, but
I for sure thought she took off too early onto the last, and I was wrong. It was no problem for her.
Oh, look at the pats and the hugs for the horse. She looks absolutely thrilled with Bull Run's Prince of Peace. Great partner for her. Oh, what an amazing performance. She has really laid it down, and she's put the pressure on.
She really has. She was flying.
Well, again, you know, we had an extremely fast time in our earlier competition, the winning round competition. That was from Jacqueline Steffens, but this lady, Margie Engel, managed to pip her to the win. Do you think she could do it here again?
She's not starting off the same way. Maybe saving the gallop for a little later. Here she goes. Oh, long one at 1.
It's a big stride that she's got to make use of here. This gives the horse a little reminder. Come on, let's go for it. Some cheers from the crowd going up as well.
Urging her on.
The crowd are absolutely getting behind her fantastically well. Come on, 1 fence left, Margie. 36.27, the time to beat.
Oh!
Oh, what a flyer. Oh,
almost. But that was excellent.
She was close, but just not quite close enough. It's 37.29, and quite incredibly, because it did look quick. She comes home in 3rd place so far, 37.29. She's also behind Erin Ballard.
Saying we're about a half an hour from Toronto. I felt like she took off from Toronto before a couple of those fences. That was awesome.
What a round, what a ride. Margie Engel and Dikas taking 3rd spot, and we just have 3 riders left to come forward in this jump off the first.
Already only 3 left.
We are going at quite some pace in this competition, never mind in the rounds. It's the turn of Amy Miller and Cristiano. Already a win for them this week, and as we were saying, comes from an absolute show jumping family. Icons of the sport in Canada and worldwide as well. Cristiano next to tackle this jump off, and remember this time to beat is still 36.27.
Remember, she told us he's faster than he looks.
Interesting comment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the clock is telling us that this is fast, but she doesn't look to be in any
Rush.
rush.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, what a shame.
The time really is 23 to land at the double combination to catch Kristen van der Veen. But obviously she has a reel down, but we'll keep an eye on that 23 seconds for the next rider. Still a wonderful night, and without rushing, what a time, 37.67 for Amy Miller. Just never really got off the ground there for that Kubota.
Yeah, she went for the angle, she went for the tight turn, but just a little bit potentially too tight for this horse. But, you know, a really great round and our fastest 4 faults, so she goes into 4th place.
Great week for her and that horse, great week. And I know they're looking forward to Ottawa next week.
Ottawa, of course, will be the 4th leg of Major League Show Jumping this season. And the 3rd stop in Canada already. We have 3 legs in just 1 month, and it really gets the pace up on the series. Have 10 stops in total on the calendar. Ottawa will be the 4th. Well, Kent Farrington comes in next. Just 2 riders left to come, and these 2 battled it out for top spots, these final 2 riders in the competition already this week. But can Kent Farrington, he is an amazingly fast rider. He's known for his speed. He's known for making things look easier than they are. But will he do that here tonight? It's the turn of Kent Farrington with Credence, our penultimate rider, and he'll be trying to knock Kristen van der Veen off the top spot.
We'll see where he winds up from.
He's having a good look around the course, isn't he? He's really eyeing up his turns, eyeing up his lines. Smaller horse here as well, so it'd be interesting to see his approach in comparison to Kristen's, because, and in comparison to Margie's as well, because those are bigger striding horses. This is possibly a bit faster across the ground and quicker on the turns.
Oh. Got a brick.
Oh, how unlucky. I think he's still going to go for the time. Crowd absolutely silent watching this. You could hear a pin drop once again. Oh, the time's great.
I mean, he would have had the time easily. It's amazing.
Totally amazing how he does this, and he's looking up at the board, sees the 4.
He just lands. It's crazy to say, with a 1.55 m jump, he lands so softly, but it's almost as if he lands so in rhythm that he's off to the next jump with no wasted time.
Yeah, he doesn't take a moment to, you know, kind of regroup after the landing.
He's already off. And Daniel Blumen has a similar way of going.
Daniel Blumen's just seen that the time is doable. I mean, Kent Farrington with that extremely fast round, but 1 down, takes the 4th spot now.
I love the look on Daniel Blumen's face. So determined, yet so, I got this. Just looking around, no problem.
It's the focus. The focus, but a hint of confidence.
Exactly.
Just having a quiet walk around. Let's Gemma W just take everything in. It is a unique atmosphere here. They've got to get used to the sounds of the arena announcer, which is quite loud here in the arena. There's a lot to take in. Gemma W can be an exceptionally fast competitor. Daniel Blumen last to go and last to potentially knock Kristen van der Veen off the top spot.
Wow. Seemed like she got there in 3 steps.
He's a bit wider on that turn, but the pace is there. Oh, great through the double as well. And now he's on for 23 seconds on the turn, so I think he's got time. Don't take too much of a pull, Daniel.
That is fine. Wow.
Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. What an incredible round. 35.3. Not only is it the fastest clear, it's the fastest round. He's even faster than Kent Farrington, keeps them all up. It's a win for Daniel Blumen.
Back to back, he's your big winner this week. He's won both of the big 5-star individual Grand Prix. Such a low center of gravity. Hats off to the crowd. Congratulations to Daniel Blumen, just put on a show.
Oh, absolutely outstanding. A word that you used earlier, Deb, was awesome, and I think you definitely say that about Daniel's round. Just incredible. Gemma W. absolutely going for it, and just walks out of the arena so calmly.
I got this. He knew he had it. She knew she had it. That was great.
Absolutely fantastic. Well, what a competition. 7 coming back in the jump off, and Daniel Blumen, the best of the best.
6 through 10 looks like this. Amy Miller, Cristiano, Grant Seeger on Frida, Sam Walker on Hermelian, Mark Blumen on Marilyn, and Natalie Dean on Cocolina. So those are your 4 falters that did not come through.
From Sam down.
Yeah, Sam down. Amy and Grant with 4 faults in the jump off. And then Kristen Vanderveen, who really laid it down. She was awesome. And she finished second. She'll be on the podium. And so will Canada's own Erin Ballard. So congratulations to her on Narcotique. She was fantastic tonight. That's your podium threesome, Daniel, Kristen, and Erin.
Of course, can't forget the 4th place for Margie Engel and the 5th for Kent Farrington as well, rounding out our leaderboard. But a great win for Daniel Blumen. Here's that top lineup for you once again. 4 double clears, Daniel Blumen the fastest of them all. Kristen Vanderveen follows, then Erin Ballard, then Margie Engel. And what a lineup of horses as well. You know, names like Gemma W, Decast, Credence, Bull Run's Prince of Peace, now Narcotique. There's a lot of iconic names there.
Yeah, this was a great class. $80,000. Daniel Blumen will leave with a little more money in his pocket. Again, he won the big Cabana Coast on Thursday night, more than $100,000 at stake in that class, too. We've seen some fabulous 5-star action all week. The team competition was riveting. We're going to get to a 2-star Grand Prix tomorrow morning. Hopefully the weather will cooperate, but looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, fantastic opportunity for those 2-star competitors to also compete in this beautiful arena, this fantastic footing, which absolutely did brilliantly when we had a little bit of a downpour on the first day. But we'll be rounding things out for the week with the 2-star action. And before the Major League Show Jumping Series heads off to the next stop of the season, leg 4 takes us to Ottawa. It is the first time that Major League Show Jumping has headed to that venue. And we are all so excited to see the venue and to see what it brings for these competitors. We're going to have quite a very strong lineup there. Quite a lot of riders coming over from Europe for that competition. It's an important stage for the team competitors. We've had 3 legs. Team Helios still lead the way, but we need, the other teams really need to be getting more points on the board if they're going to catch them. In terms of the individual competition, we've had 3 different 5-star Grand Prix winners in the season so far. Our first winner was Jordan Coyle. Second winner was Callie Schott. Now Daniel Blumen takes the top honours in this 3rd leg. The arena party are preparing the arena for the prize giving. The podium has been set, and our special guests taking those seats right in the middle of the arena are just enjoying a little bit of an explanation of the competition.
I'd like to know what they thought. I think we're going to have to go chat with them and find out what it was like to have all those horses flying. You know, the horses, they were in a perfect spot. The horses all took their long wind-up to go over that first fence right by them.
Absolutely.
Talk about horsepower.
I think we should perhaps go and sit down there and have a little look ourselves.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be with you all week and looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, it's been such a pleasure to take you all through this competition and such a pleasure to sit alongside you, Deb. And what a fantastic week of competition, and one more to bring you tomorrow morning. We're expecting to kick things off with that 2-star Grand Prix at around about 11 a.m. local time, but do check back on the Major League Show Jumping app and on the website to confirm that time. All of which, of course, will be live on MLSJ TV. You can also watch on Clip My Horse as well, depending on where you're watching from in the world, but you can watch live and for free online. Kean White, co-founder of Major League Show Jumping, and his home here at Angelstone Tournaments, just giving a little rundown of the competition and a bit of thanks to the crowd, rounding out the 5-star action. Such a pioneering leader of this series, and created an incredible event here this week.
Yeah, and his wife Kelly, I think, is the star of the show. I mean, she does everything here on the grounds. They're the first ones here and the last ones to leave. They run, an incredible show for the good of the rider and the horses and the sponsors and the spectators. They really do a fantastic job. I've been so impressed this week.
Yeah, it's been an exceptional event, and it's lovely actually to see a lot of spectators still sitting around the arena. They're still waiting here for the prize giving, just enjoying the atmosphere, enjoying the entertainment that's on offer as well.
And I'll tell you, he's a ham. He's really good with the microphone. He does a lot of the announcing in the middle of the ring. He seems right at home in that role. Likes to interview the riders on the PA system. And
yeah, absolutely. It's great to be so involved in the competition, great to be so involved in the audience and rider experience here. But we just see our podium finishers coming in now. Kristen van der Veen coming in on foot, have Erin Ballard coming in mounted, and Daniel Blumen also comes into the arena mounted on Gemma W. Our in-house DJ plays Simply the Best as these best three come into the ring. And the prize giving will be taking place in just a few moments' time. But I believe we will be having a bit of an interview on the podium for this competition, so we will leave you to enjoy the prize giving, leave you to enjoy a couple of words from the top 3 riders. But as we said, it's been such a pleasure to take you through this competition. We hope you have a fantastic evening, everybody, and thanks so much for joining us.
Presentations at the Kubota podium for Major League Show Jumping. In third, from Canada, Erin Ballard and Narkartik VH Dingshop.
So right, let's just grab a quick word here from Erin. Erin, COVID is over. Super Saturday at Angelstone is back. This was the first time we got to introduce the world to Super Saturday. It's been kind of our best kept secret up here in Canada. What did it feel like to ride in front of a home crowd here in Canada tonight?
Well, luckily I live in Florida, so COVID never happened. And I was able to continue on all of 2020 with the long burner. Through 2021, we were here last year. We really embraced the Major League as a farm. And multiple riders on the teams this year. We started slow, we didn't go Thunderbird. I was away during Michigan, but we're planning on a pretty big finish for our tour Ottawa next week, both Mexico's and both California's. And I can't say enough amazing things for the exposure that it gives us, and even the level from last year to this year. You guys at Angelstone have definitely raised the bar, and this is my first 5-star podium finish during Major League.
All right, Rye, how about that? We are at season 2, and we've got Erin with her first 5-star podium at Major League.
Absolutely thrilling performance there with Erin Ballard. Not to be outdone in second place from the United States of America. She gave it all she did, just off the mark by a hair. This is Kristen van der Veen and Bolt Run's Prince of Peace.
All right, Kristen, so I know the feeling. You're back in the warm-up ring. You have Kent and Daniel behind you, and you're leading in a 5-star Grand Prix. How'd that feel?
You know, I was kind of wondering how I ended up in front of them again. but I did what I could, and Daniel outdid me here again tonight, but I'm excited to keep going against him.
Congratulations, Kristen. Great performance tonight.
Yeah, she was absolutely great. You know what, Denver, this is her second year back here at Angelstone Kean, and I'm telling you, Kristen is building a serious fan base here at Angelstone. And now, your winner in the Kubota FEI 5-star class is his big sport here at Angelstone. Welcome to the top of the podium from Israel, Daniel Blumen. Daniel rode Gemma W with absolute precision. He barreled down on that time and had the luxury of riding at the anchor position near the end of the order. He knew exactly the order of business in order to get to the top, beating out the next best by a full second. It was a great, great performance for the ages for Daniel Blumen.
All right, Daniel. Last year you were here, you had some great success. We were limited on capacity, so I call it like Angelstone Light. This year, you got Angelstone for kind of what it's always been, which is an incredible place to jump at night. Tell us a bit about the feeling as an athlete in the ring, having the stands packed, and bringing the energy to the event.
Yeah, well, last year I was here and I had a really good show. I already thought the atmosphere was great. I really appreciate when show organizers give everything they got, you know, like they are thinking of us and thinking of creating a good atmosphere, and I think last year you already had done it, and this year was really impressed by the efforts of the entire team to bring this place alive the way you guys did. So first of all, congratulations, you know, great effort and great result. I'm obviously thrilled with the results of the week. I mean, I like Angelstone and Angelstone likes me, so I'm gonna have to keep coming.
Congratulations. I'm going to bring the entire Kubota team in for a photo before we go to National Anthem.
Yeah, great support team there with our sponsors from Kubota. Great to have them here sharing this special moment with us. They're going to be with us again next year. We're going to grow the sport here in Canada and bring even more fans to Angelstone. It's going to be an exciting year ahead. Thank you very much to our friends from Kubota. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to award something else to our visitors as well.
All right, we're going to pass it to you for the National Anthem.
Very good. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the playing for the second time this week of the Israeli National Anthem. Such a proud moment, I'm sure, from Daniel Blumen to hear his anthem played here at Angelstone for the second time. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is the... And that 2027 Cellars sparkling wine is flowing freely, just like it was up in VIP all night long. And I absolutely love that winery. My good friend Kevin Panagapka is the winemaker there, and he did a great job. And unfortunately, we have some dry cleaning bills tomorrow. As customary here at Angelstone, we have the champagne shower. And what a great moment that was for the memory books. We are back again next year for Major League Show Jumping here in Erin. We hope you enjoyed yourselves tonight. It was a night for the memories, and we will get our riders suited back up on their horses for the victory gallop.
And for everyone in VIP, DJ Motaz and some of our special entertainment tonight are going to take you into the wee hours of the night. Enjoy yourselves. This night is about celebrating the sport here in Canada. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting us. And thank you for pushing us to make the 2023 edition of Major League Show Jumping much better.
And as is customary here at Angelstone, it's time to send our winners off in grand style. Please give them a big round of applause as they pass the bleachers and the North Grandstand. Your winner from Israel, Daniel Blumen and Gemma W. And followed behind by Kristen Vanderveen and Bull Run's Prince of Peace. And Canadian Erin Ballard, give it up to her. She passes the VIP lounge. Oh, what a night that was. We hope it was absolutely thrilling for you. We can't wait to do it again. Tomorrow we'll finish off with some great classes on the schedule. Check us out at Major League Show Jumping app. It's free to download online at the App Store and at iOS. It'll tell you the whole schedule of events tomorrow. We got great classes tomorrow. It'll be free. Please join us this afternoon, and good night.
And DJ Motaz, we're going to pass it over to you. Halftime entertainment, we're going to pass it over to you, and let's take it home in the VIP. To our entire team, let's join over at the Major League podium for a photo of celebration for the hard work that went into this year.
If we could please have the whole staff at Angelstone out to the middle of the ring for a photo, please.
And Miss Evie Frisk, I'm looking for you. Evie, I do not see you out here. We're looking for you, Evie.